are two types of people in this world, and you already know we're going to pick one of them today. You're either going to be a validation seeker or you're going to be a self-validator. I am sure it is a whole lot of us, baby, who can attest to the drainage and the unhappiness that we feel when we seek validation. And honestly, we unintentionally seek validation because we're not putting our awareness on the fact that we're actually seeking the validation. Now, there'll be some instances where you're going to call up your homegirl and you're going to be like, girlfriend, tell me this look good. Because I don't know if it's hitting. Like, tell me it look good. You're asking for an opinion in that moment. You're asking for a validation in that moment. But 9 times out of 10, it's the unintentional validation that we keep seeking. You have a choice. You can either be a validation seeker or you can be a self-validator. But let me go ahead and give you the tea about one of these. If you keep choosing to seek validation from other people, you are choosing to accept a yo-yoed confidence. And let me go ahead and explain what I mean by that. Just like a yo-yo, baby, your confidence is going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's because you keep relying on somebody else to affirm you. Is that really how you want to live your life? Like, honestly, is that really how you want to live your life? You want to wait around on a confidence boost from somebody who, let's be totally honest, is not going to ever boost your confidence the way that they will boost theirs. We're going to keep it a whole buck, okay? Somebody is not going to boost your confidence the way that they would boost themselves. They're always going to hold back just a little bit because a lot of people have an issue with seeing other people move ahead in life. Now, I'm not saying that's every single person in the world, because it's not. Your mama and your grandma and your daddy, you know, all of them, they're going to be rooting for you 1000%. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of people who have a lot of envy in their heart. They have a lot of envy in their hearts. So they're not going to give you the boost of confidence that you're looking for. So why are you waiting around for somebody to boost it? Why are you not boosting it yourself? Babe, it is high time that you become a self-validator. What's up, my loves? So welcome back to another video. As you guys can see from the title, we are getting into the art of detaching and not giving a I'm not going to say it because I'm trying to watch my mouth. I'm trying to become more ladylike, and I'm not going to drop any F-bombs today. I just might, though. We never know. Is it just me, or do you guys also feel like a lot of people are waking up right now like, I just don't care? I just don't care. I don't. Like, I just had that feeling. I woke up one day, and I felt like this before a couple of years ago. But here recently, it's just like an amplified feeling like I don't care what anybody else thinks of me. I don't care what their thoughts are. I don't need their likes. I don't need their validation. I will do that for myself, which is exactly why I wanted to do this video. So let's go ahead and jump into the rest of today's discussion. First things first is we have to understand what detachment is and what we're detaching from. And this is going to be in the context of personal growth and confidence. This is going to be a total withdrawal from every single standard that has been indoctrinated in your life. Do you guys not realize how many standards that we've taken and accepted as true and that we follow? We follow unconsciously because they are just embedded in us. So all of these standards that have been placed on you from all of these different people, society, cultural, all of it, we're going to detach from all of it. This is because we have spent a lifetime. Now, obviously, that's an exaggeration. However many years old you are, that's the amount of time that you have spent living by somebody else's standards. It is time for you to live by your own standards. Now, clearly, I'm not talking in the ways of spirituality, because if you are a believer, I'm a believer, I'm going to live my life according to what the Lord tells me to do. But I'm just talking from the aspect of just self, not outside of spirituality, just self. You're going to start living by your standards and not living your life according to somebody else's standards. But it's not just about removing the standards. We also have to detach from outcomes and opinions. So think about it like this. Every time I've posted a video to YouTube, I've been like, this is it. Baby, This is the video that's going to blow me up. I have done that so many times, over and over and over. It's like a vicious cycle. Anyway, I'm not telling you to not feel excited about the work that you do. I'm not telling you to not feel confident in the work that you do. But what I'm saying is we've got to remove these outcomes that we have pre-existing in our minds, if you will. We've got to remove these outcomes, because what happens is when we're not getting the outcomes that we want, we start questioning ourselves. We're not questioning ourselves anymore. You have to stand confidently in everything that you do, regardless of if the outcome of it is positive or negative. Do you know how liberating it is to not care about what other people think of you? Do you know how much greater your self-acceptance and self-awareness would be if you stopped caring about what other people thought of you? I want you guys to stop and consider people who blog for a living. I want you guys to think about this, because I feel like this is a perfect example. I have seen a lot of creators make posts saying they've been out in public recording themselves, especially in the airport. It's something about the airport. But they've been out in public recording themselves, taking pictures, whatever the case. And they say they have all these eyes just looking at them, really sitting there trying to figure out what it is that they're doing. And on their captions, they'll put something like, all of these people in here are staring at me, and little do they know this is how I make a living for myself. Taking out a camera in public and talking to yourself and completely blocking out all of the static noise that is around you has literally been changing the lives of so many people worldwide. Do you guys not understand how many people vlog, how many people just go out and do daily type content out in the public, out in the streets, asking questions, doing stuff in their stores? Everybody has managed to grow all of these platforms and grow all of these audiences just from taking out their camera and talking in public. If they cared about all of those people surrounding them, looking from in the distance, that would have never happened for them. So what I want you guys to understand is, quite honestly, anybody who is watching you do something, why is it their business to know what you're doing in the first place? Do you have to give an explanation to these people? No. You don't owe anybody an explanation. All of us can probably agree we live in the same city as a lot of people who we went to high school with, or so forth, so on, and we never see those people. A lot of the people that you see on the day-to-day are complete strangers, and I can guarantee that you're not going to see those people anymore. So again, why does it matter? I've talked about being uncomfortable before, especially in the context of having change in your life, because in order to have any kind of change, we all know you have to get uncomfortable. But especially when it comes to not caring about what other people think, you really want to start putting yourselves in these situations to push you further and get you active in these types of scenarios. That way you can become comfortable with talking in public or doing stuff in front of complete strangers and not really caring whether they're judging you in that moment, talking about you behind your back. You don't care, because you're doing what you need to do for yourself. Your growth, your freedom, your peace of mind, your glow up season, your level up, all of it is going to be dependent on you letting go of all of these worries of judgment. Hear me, and hear me well when I say this. You will never experience your full potential if you are constantly stuck worrying about what other people think of you. And I get it, that is hard to do. It's hard to let go of that judgment. But honestly, letting go of that judgment is the one thing that's going to get you where you're trying to go in life. So let's take this from a different perspective just for a moment before we talk about the strategies that we need to actually start detaching. Earlier, I told you guys that we needed to remove the standards that we've been living by everybody else and actually start implementing our own. So here's an example when you actually start to put those standards in place, how you still have to be strong enough to block that outside noise, block that judgment out from people who are trying to dim your light. I literally just came across this video yesterday on TikTok, and I was finishing up my notes today, which is why I did not save it. But if you guys know the video I'm talking about, make sure you tag it below. I came across a girl on TikTok, and she basically was saying She likes to get dressed up for herself every time she steps out of the house. My good sis was like, I don't even care if I'm going to the gas station. I'm going to step out and I am going to be dressed to impress every single time. The problem with that was there were so many women in the comment section like, why do you feel the need to get dressed up to go to the grocery store? Why do you feel the need to get dressed up to go to the gas station? If you're only leaving the house for 5 minutes, why would you get dressed up like that? And she's like, these are the standards that I'm setting for myself. This is what I like to do for myself. Why do you have a problem with that? So I wanted to give you guys that example real quick because that is an excellent way of how she was able to block out that negativity. She started setting standards for herself. A lot of people who have something to say about that, they're projecting. Let's go ahead and keep it a buck. They're projecting. And on top of that, they wish they could have those types of standards in place. But for whatever reason, they don't. So they try to pull you down to where they are. Baby, you are meant to walk in your own lane, okay? You are meant to rise to the occasion and whatever you do. And somebody else could do that too, but they choose not to. They choose to be in that negative mindset. They choose to not elevate their standards. So I gave you that example to just show you again, every angle about this change is going to be hard. You're going to have to go through the change and actually detach, but you're going to have to keep your most strongest weapon sharp. And we'll get into that in a second. So I know, guys, I'm not crazy. I know that this is much easier said than done. I get it. How do I actually start detaching? How do I wake up one day and actually just stop caring? Towards the beginning of the video, I said that we were waiting around to be affirmed from somebody. This is a problem. You cannot give somebody this type of power. You have to take this power back. That is why daily affirmations is a non-negotiable. Absolute non-negotiable. You have to start affirming yourself. Stop waiting for somebody to tell you you did an excellent job on that assignment. Tell yourself you did an excellent job. Tell yourself, oh my gosh, that last YouTube video I posted was amazing. Don't let the numbers change your mind. Don't let the likes change your mind. If you know you did an amazing job, tell yourself you did an amazing job. You have got to affirm yourself. Affirming yourself daily is not only going to help you grow thicker skin, because honestly, we need to have some tough skin in order to be able to just move about in life and not really care what anybody else thinks. We've got to have thick skin, but also it's going to strengthen your greatest weapon. And if you guessed it, your greatest weapon is your mind. You have to understand who you are and be secure in who you are. Self-acceptance is an absolute must in order for you to have this type of change in your life, to be able to wake up and say, I don't care. I'm doing what I want. I'm doing what I want and I don't care who likes it or who does not like it. If you're wondering how you're going to overcome the challenges and resistance of actually detaching and not caring anymore, patience and self-compassion. Be patient with yourself, you guys. This is not going to happen overnight. I just told you guys that. This is not something that happens overnight, so you've got to be patient with yourself. Stop living in the past, stop living in the future, and be present in the moment. Accept what is happening and then adjust accordingly. Give yourself some compassion too. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop feeling like you failed and that you should just quit or stop what it is that you're doing. You are not a failure. You've got to be able to give yourself some compassion, though, to tell yourself to keep going even when the moments get hard. Stay committed to this process, though, because you are going to gain so much confidence through detaching. Baby, let me tell you something. When that external validation falls off, and you're done seeking approval from everybody, and you're actually beginning to see the type of person you're becoming, when you can self-validate yourself, and you are strong and secure in who you are, and your confidence is there, baby, you'll be unrecognizable to yourself. And you will be like, I didn't even know I had it in me. But that's how much power you gain back simply from taking it away from people validating you who don't deserve to validate you. So wake on up, darling. Master your art of detaching and not giving a F. As always, I love you guys so much. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. Definitely make sure that you drop a comment below. Tell me what you think of the topic. Tell me, are you struggling to detach and actually stop seeking that validation from the outside world? You guys, you know, so many conversations can start happening in the discussions down below in the comment section. So make sure you drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. But I'm so appreciative and so grateful that you guys decided to stop by and hang out with me today. If you have any video topics that you would like to hear, always share those as well. I'm always open to just seeing what you guys want to hear about and talk about, because baby, we can talk about it. But anyway, I love you guys so much. I will catch you on the next video.